What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. It is Super Rugby Australia round 2 or 3, sorry, after 2 very interesting rounds. We saw in round 1 good games, good starts, and big teams winning. Brumbies picking up a solid win over Western Force. However, Western Force showed a lot of strength. Then the Reds dominated the Waratahs 41-7. Waratahs have started off shockingly poor this season. If we look at last week's round, Reds picking up a 2-point victory. Last minute penalty in this game to win over the Rebels, and 93% of the people on Super Boost said Reds would indeed win, but it was a close one. The Rebels were indeed unlucky, but that's how the sport works, and credit goes to the Reds for picking up that victory, but hard luck to the Rebels. The Brumbies Waratahs 61 points to 10. 96 people predicted this one, myself included, although I wanted the Waratahs to win. But who would have thought 61 points, 51 point difference between the Brumbies and the Waratahs. Back then, when Michael Checker took the Waratahs in control, the Waratahs won the Super Rugby Championship. Now, they're just pretty much nowhere. They've got a young team they're trying to develop, but man, Waratahs need a shake-up, because I haven't seen such poor rugby coming from New South Wales in a long time. And with 96% of the population in Super Brew think that the Brumbies are going to win, just goes to show you how poor the Waratahs are right now. The log, you're seeing the 2 wins from the Reds and the Brumbies. Brumbies leading, obviously, on points difference. 9 points apiece. And then you've got the Rebels, 1 loss. Western Force, 1 loss. And then the Waratahs, 2 losses. These boys are going to want to prove a point and come back and bounce back. Western Force, I see more up for them than I do for the Waratahs right now. If we look at round 3, this weekend is going to be an interesting one. Friday at 11:15. It's a game that a lot of people I think are going to be watching out of curiosity. You got the Waratahs who just got smashed last weekend by the Brumbies. Is there hope or potential for this Waratahs squad to show improvement, to recover from a shocking performance against the Reds and a shocking performance against the Brumbies? They have been annihilated. Now you're potentially playing one of the weakest squads of Australia. A lot of people have said, watch out for the Force. They are going to be a force to be reckoned with. Now you're going against a very, very weak Waratahs squad. It's going to be an interesting contest. I'm gutted I'm at work, because I would stream this, I would watch this. I think it could be a fantastic rugby bout between 2 interesting teams. Western Force right now have the potential to not be on the wooden spoon of the Super Rugby table. Waratahs are heading straight in that direction at the rate they're playing. So for me, Western Force can indeed pick up a very important victory right now. They need it, they're going to want it, and they're going to really want to prove the results. The last 10 results for these games, Waratahs have won 6. Western Force have won 4. In 2020, Waratahs beat the Force 28-8. In 2020 as well, on the 11th of July, Waratahs beat them 23-14. Back in 2017, on the 15th of July, Force smashed the Waratahs 40 points to 11. Right now, it's looking like we could potentially see this happen again. Generally, you would go Waratahs to pick up a victory over this one, because Waratahs technically, you'd think, are the team that should. But right now, I'm going to go Western Force to win. I don't think it's going to be a big point difference, but I'm going to give Force to beat the Waratahs. Although it's in New South Wales, you'd think they got the advantage going into this one. It's a tough one to predict. For me, Waratahs have to win this weekend. But so do the Force. If there's an opportunity to win, now's the opportunity for Force to win. It's a very hard one to predict, but it's going to be indeed a cracking game for us to look forward to. I'm going to go forced to win by less than 3. As much as I want the Waratahs to win, cheap as they disappointed me last weekend. And then the next game of the weekend, Reds taking a break this weekend. We see the Melbourne Rebels take on the Brumbies at home. It's going to be an interesting one again. Rebels, yes, they're hot and cold. 1 minute they're brilliant, next minute they're weak. Brumbies started off on the right foot, beating the Force, smashing the Waratahs, and now have the Rebels to face. One thing's for sure, the Rebels you can't count out, you can't write them off. Because in a very important game, just when you think, Brumbies are undefeated, points are with them, then the Rebels come out of nowhere and pick up an all-important victory that can shake the tournament up a bit. So it's going to be an interesting contest. Both teams got great talent, great squads, going to want to produce the results. Funny enough, the last 10 results, Rebels have won 6, the Brumbies have won 4. 7th August 2020, Rebels beat the Brumbies 30-12. See what I mean about hot and cold? On the 4th of July 2020, Brumbies won 31-23. So they start off not too great, and then Rebels bounce back and start winning. The 7th of Feb 2020, this is obviously the original Super Rugby campaign, Brumbies won 39-26. Rebels then picked up a victory in 2019 on the 8th of March, and that was 29-26. Also in 2019, on the 15th of February, Rebels picked up a 34-27 victory over the Brumbies. The potential's there. The opportunity's there. But right now, Brumbies are defending Super Rugby AU champs. They're going to want to keep it on. They're going to want to show what they're made of. But you're playing in Melbourne. You're playing at the home of Australia. Well, home of Melbourne Rebels. It's going to be an interesting game, an interesting contest. It's going to be up and down. It's going to be a good battle to watch. I want the Rebels to win this one. Do I think they're going to win? Probably not. I think the Brumbies will take this, but probably less than 7. It should be an interesting game, but I think the Brumbies will win it. Rebels, maybe they'll be up for a better occasion. As I said, they've been hot and cold. What can they do differently? How can they produce the results that maybe we've seen before that were brilliant, but then weaken out a bit? How can they show us what they're made of? It's going to be an interesting weekend, guys. Brilliant rugby to look forward to. Brilliant rugby in Australia to look forward to. Out of all of them, even though Rebels and Brumbies sounds like more of a mouth-watering contest, probably stream this one on Saturday. Right now, I think Waratahs and Western Force sound really good right now, because Waratahs just got smashed. Western Force, technically the weaker squad. Who is going to win? When I say weaker squad, I'm talking on statistics. Last year, bottom of the log, Western Force, followed by Waratahs. So you got 2 of the bottom of the table. Who's going to come out strongest? It's going to be an interesting weekend. That's going to do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, smash the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all real soon for another one. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.